turn it on. That's fine.
Okay.
Turn it up. Be different. Okay, start.
My name is Joanne Douglas. I work at the Trotter Elementary School.
And I'm Sylvaine Lestrade, second grade, Trotter Innovation.
And our concern is class size. Is every year when I get my class roster, it's 30, a list of 30. This is third grade, 30 students, so it really makes a difference to us. So class size matters. Narrowing the learning gap with smaller class size. Okay. So, see, it's just running. Okay. So class size matters. Children learn more and they're more productive with smaller classroom sizes.
We found that what research says about loading music, um, research says that students perform much better in smaller classrooms. They do better assignments with their peers if they're in a smaller classrooms. Students get more one-on-one with the teacher in a smaller classrooms, and students who are in smaller classrooms are 1 or 2 months advanced compared to their peers. They have more, as I said earlier, they have more one-on-one teacher time. And when we read the research, we looked at different places. We looked at Europe, what European students say. So, according to the National Council of Teachers of English, they have positive effects of smaller class sizes, which are strongest for elementary school students. And they become longer and much more powerful, enduring students in smaller classrooms. Smaller class size in early elementary grades continues to benefit students who are in upper elementary and in high schools. And we found that from a study that was done by two researchers, and we have the dates up here.
Who do you want me to take?
Next one.
There's a researcher, Faith Unley. She says that when analyzing the achievement gap of students with smaller classroom sizes for 1 year compared to those of a larger class size, that the results were substantial, especially for disadvantaged students. And research also shows it's beneficial for Blacks and Latinos to be in smaller classroom sizes, and it lasts. If you're in smaller classroom sizes in the lower grades, it really benefits you when you're in the upper middle school and high school. And when you're that high up, you don't have to be in smaller classroom sizes as long as it happens in the lower grades.
Okay, so we looked at a research from the University of London, and it shows that teachers feel that it is morally imperative when we are working with kids that we have less students, because teachers want to feel that I'm helping each child. And this is difficult to attain when you have huge class sizes, because we are not able to reach each child. And we are doing that because we want to make a difference in a child's life. But a huge classroom, somebody's going to fall through the cracks. And it says that failure to achieve each student needs produces a negative impact on the students, that the kid feels that I am not worthy enough, and this is not why we are in the profession. We are in the profession to enlighten people, to give them strength, not to bring them down. And so it says, in a sense, once the class sizes passes a certain point, once we have huge class sizes, the teachers are bound to fail, because the demands on our time, the demands on our emotional, our social impact on the kids is no longer even an option.
No, well, last year I had a class size of like 27. Along with all of those students brought behaviors. So not only am I trying to teach, I'm managing behavior. But what really disturbed me, that was like 3 months into school, I was going over some student work, And I realized, oh my God, this kid is really smart. I didn't even know it. I didn't know it because there's just too many kids. There's too many kids and too many needs. So, I mean, that's the reality of the class size when it's too large. Yeah, sure.
So we looked also at the state of New Jersey, which is in America. So we looked at London, we looked at New Jersey, comparing. And in New Jersey, the study and class size showed that smaller class size for younger learners not only improved the students' performance during a 4-year span, but it also produced differences later on, middle school, high school, even beyond to college. And they said that students who have been in smaller classes have better graduation rates because they feel that they're achieving something. Higher grade point averages, and they are more inclined to pursue higher education. The study showed that small class advantages was most pronounced among minority kids, which we have in the inner city, minority kids.
Well, show me the money. If you think education is expensive, then try ignorance. CSR is cost effective because the gains in achievement would be expected to result in higher wages later in life. Reducing class size may be more cost effective than almost any other medical intervention. Class size can be reduced without spending more money by deploying out of classroom staff. Finland spends less money per student than the United States, but has smaller class size, which is one of the keys to their success.
And this I found startling. America spends 20,000 per student, Finland spends at least 4,000 from what the research said, but they are much more successful.
It's the money. All our money. Student success rate is a matter of priorities, not spending. Finally, if reducing class size is costly, the question is, compared to what?
No response from him. So what are the myths about smaller class sizes? Myth number 1 says class size is an unproven or ineffective reform. Not true. A threshold has to be reached before class size reduction works.
Not true again. CSR lowers the quality of teachers? I don't think so.
No.
I think it would improve the quality of teachers.
Class size matters, but only in the early grades. No. High school students need as much attention as the second graders I'm teaching.
Yeah.
That's the myth busters here.
Average is a numbers game, and but the data shows that in average Boston class, it's 17.3 students per class, but it's not true. You can walk in any school, and any elementary school and see, and what they do is they take the amount of classrooms, divide that by the amount of students, and then you come up with that average. But
17.3. What's the point 3? I'm asking that question. Teacher turnover rates will fall. That's a myth buster. In states that reduce classroom size, rather than causing teachers to flee to higher performing districts as school leaders fears, study shows that teachers' migration rates declined to much lower levels than before, and most prominently in schools with large numbers of poor students.
And teachers will not flee, but they will stop fleeing if we don't reduce that class size. Okay, some teachers are saying, well, for Black students, reduced class size causes higher academic achievement and the 4 domains, reading, math, listening, and word recognition skills. And the academic achievement in smaller class size substantially narrows the achievement gap.
Teachers also say that the relationship with students increases as a result of smaller class sizes. Students are more engaged in learning compared to students in larger classrooms, which we all know as teachers. Smaller class size provides short and long-term benefits for students, teachers, and society at large, poor, minority, and male students reap extra benefits in terms of improved test outcomes, school engagements, and reduced grade retention and dropout rates.
we're done.
We'll just say your recommendations now.
Go to the last. Can we just sum it up, okay? So if you want successful students, climb on board with us and call your school leaders. Stop demanding smaller class sizes. If you want education to be the key to success in our students' lives, then teachers need to make a lasting impact of the lives of their students by teaching in smaller